good enough. Yesterday I checked the. Yesterday I saw what I was doing at this point. I had her here. I was cold. I was rubbing around her, trying to put her inside the cold so she would be cold. So she would be warm. Uh, didn't bother with any of that today. I was fine until I theorized that some of them through something. We're gonna be very meticulous, scrutinizing the time and everything else. I want to talk to the gentleman here because the cameras. With the camera in the camera, and as you can notice, it's beyond the level. Even me sitting down, it's impossible for me to be staying up. Also, I'm not even saying that because of that, because so far the greatest evidence on the police station has been coming from the police, far more than anything that I could have done that on paper. Their behavior has been crucial evidence. So, it should not become as if I'm trapping anyone or trying to do that with malicious intent, and making very clear that, not to be fair, the only way for them to know this is to be one of them by being hacking through the phone, and it's kind of a problem. But the reality is, I never went there with this intention. I could, but I never did. I did intend to get the goddamn reports. But you know, it's just about it. I really not expecting to do their job to catch the criminals as much as to keep the files correctly. And for both times, you have on the record what I said and what was done, and it's shared disparity over both. And all those are critical evidence. They are properly documented, properly saved on their respective parts, even on YouTube as unlisted. Just as a precaution, but let's see how we're gonna do. Secondly, let's just talk about the cat. Someone came here and likely threw down me, and this is the result. Me and being on the stage. Guess what? The phone had an audio recording, and just checked. It was gonna leave it in the coin as I was saying this, but I realized better not. So it's probably safe, and also I'm going to the files with you. It's a given of the cat, what they did to, let's say, for now, missing disappearance of the cat. For now, even though that I'm very confident the cat didn't wander off, but the cat's returned. We're gonna adapt that correctly. That's why I'm pointing out the shared disparity. There's an upload happening right now. There was an audio that went for the entire night, which is saved and properly documented and uploaded right now. Any attempt on me has been caught on camera. Is going to be scrutinized that today, because guess what? Nothing else to do. Remember how I spent most of the mornings in the early day just dealing with cat shenanigans almost all the time, making sure that she's there in the sun, she doesn't go missing, stuff like that. Yeah. If cat doesn't show up, we don't have those concerns anymore. We're free, right? We can go walking without many problems. The burden of having to carry her with me 100% of the time was massive, and I'd rather have that because she was my family. That is on the record. It's gonna be on YouTube, right? The shared sacrifice that it is, and at the end of the day, the only difference is that what happened to me, or what they did to me, and we saw them taking pictures of her in the mall. The ones that we filmed from far away, they tried to turn her face. Yeah, that is extremely limiting. That creates a pattern for kidnapping, something very premeditated for a long time. People filming her on the inside the bus, right? There's young adults filming her inside the bus. We film everything. The behavior inside the bus from the driver and co and everything else, right? That's when you need YouTube. So if you're thinking that they're gonna come up with theories of, molecular orange, no, not working, right? Everybody's gonna see how we were. Everybody has to see how happy we were yesterday morning. Everybody see what they did. Period. Full stop, right? And in fact, because of those that we documented very properly already, it's gonna be this comparison, the fair share comparison, the way that they did that. So she pooped herself, and we went to the bathroom. We literally clean her. I think they reached her, which people don't usually do, but I thought that would be necessary so she'll be cleaner and happier, and she'll be better. And her bum, basically, her well rectum, because I thought that by just passing the paper, she would be well, just a bit better. The wet paper, because it's on the record. It's literally I filmed that, and the rest of that. Now, most people do that? Not really, because most people don't care that much. They will just say, well, she's going to eventually lick herself and move forward with it. I kept looking throughout if she'd be fine. So, the everything was fine, right? And she was my cat. So, and we were happy. As you can see on her, you can see on me, you can see on the fact that she was getting along again with her siblings and her mom. And then they did this, right? On that day specifically, all the fuss that happened from the owner of this place leaving early to all the fuss that happened in the back to did exactly that in the day that she was missing after they threatened to death, which, by the way, guess what? Still here, right? And for all of that, for all who's worth the death threat, they went for a cat. And again, this is going on the internet, right? For now. Now, this is going to be dealt with by the press. By any point has I changed my main point in order to do this? It's just that it's also going to be internet culture dealing with that. So, they went for the cat. Well, I'm still here. And they think that they're going to have an argument on that to anyone, right? And guess what? Those are cat videos. So they're going to be eventually watched by people, especially because guess what? Monkeys going to know that videos are on YouTube. So monkeys going to watch. Guess what? There are millions of monkeys, right? You know how YouTube works. So what's going to happen is you have 2 weeks of happiness, roughly. And then what it did yesterday. Now, this could be a good story, right? She was missing, some charitable soul will pick her up and give her back the next day. My best guess would be if they do that, they're gonna throw that at her, so she's just gonna come stumbling the way she always did, and we're gonna hug her and never gonna allow that to happen again. Or it could happen but they stole her, in which case every day they're gonna showcase her mom and her siblings. Every day I'm gonna showcase and comment throughout the day what I'll be doing with her. Like for instance, right now I'll probably be dealing with her and how to stay warm and happy. Now I'm doing the upload of everything of recently. The other phone that I had on file, and that night was properly documented. The everything going on YouTube, not just on the backup for the press, which is still there, but also on YouTube, which means that regardless of any shenanigans going to happen right now, or instead on the links to Tanya, monkeys will not be able to stop other monkeys from generating audience for that, which eventually is going to end up because it's in English, because everything else. And trust me, Google goes through all this, organize all that. Yeah, it's going to be different to someone who isn't a monkey, who's going to see a happy family. Poor. Because that's the thing, it's going to boil down to basically poor. Of course, they're not actually poor, not to this level. It's because of the crimes they did. And then everything fits up. And then when I talk about they killing my dog, does it really sound as absurd as it did in the past? Does it? Sorry, it sounded like the guy who fired me there. In fact, he sped up after I pointed the phone. Just saying, no way for them to even know that I was doing this, right? So, does it, my back to the actual other person of the most, who's also a dog, did it really sound as absurd seeing this as did in the past? And again, this is the population of Foz do Iguaçu. This is just the genius of them. That by now I'll be probably freezing my ass trying to eat something and procrastinate and play with the cat all day as I used to do. And now there's nothing else I've been doing other than guarantee they get me seen by get me seen and hated by the internet and everybody else. It's gonna be explicit recordings because guess what? If the police says something against me, that's you on the file that's gonna give into the press, right? Like yesterday, why didn't give him much of a shit? Just gonna show it to him because after being threatened to death, if the police has nothing against the victim, well. And again, the world she works the way they does. They think that they're gonna be able to fool everybody else, and perhaps they might. But do you think that? I mean, watching this, seeing talking to a person, don't care for talking to monkey. So the first off steps guarantee that all the videos I spent with her are proper. They're already online. They're already all backed up. But make sure that they go to YouTube and they get published under that to showcase how we work, right? The fact that even though that I had no one else, I preferred to her to be close to her mother and her sisters, or sister and brother, her siblings. So if something were to happen to me, she would not be alone, and if she could choose, right, as you do with people, and instead we were happy, and they knew we were happy. They all knew because of being rolling over in the mall, and the same ones doing those things knew those other things, right? The mall is going to be crucial. As a matter of fact, the mall is the reference for everything now. Yesterday, I think, especially security got a very clear message to how things are from now on. But again, for all intents and purposes, it's going to be much more practical for me. But I don't care. I still want her back because she was my family. It was the only family I had left that they hadn't taken from me. Whichever more sounds like exactly what happened given what we've seen here. Given the crime is on camera, the police not wanting to see evidence because as police does. We're gonna go back there today and that's already online too. And everything else. As I said, they can choose not to do their job, but they cannot choose it. They cannot not do their job and be seen as good people in the process. Non-corrupt or whatever. Because what else do you have to lose, right? That's the problem they always fail to encompass and realize. Yeah, but just wait for the monkey story version. I had to leave to buy food and to go to the police where we made the police report of what happened here, where we were very specific about the plate of the car and everything else. Although didn't apparently catch us for model, which I will not have, or anything else to also have. And also today, I forgot to mention that the car was there, passed close to me yesterday here, which adds up for a coercion, which will also mention to police that. So, and also the evidence, obviously. So we're all going there to do and fix the previous report, which was ridiculous. This one is not wrong on this, especially because I didn't tell the cop about those other things. But I have to fix that. Now, of course, they can decide not to listen to it. They can decide to kick me off the police station for being a victim. They'll be seen doing so. Simple as that. Again, yesterday we'll be just freezing our ass off and trying to eat something all the way into the middle of the day, or with the cat, barely able to do things. How we're going to carry a cat to police station, for instance. But they decided to take the cat away. They decided to steal my family. So we're doing that. Next, for Sul today is the that's it. Push Paradão is for reference on the police report. I had to check the address. Newsom, would you like? But it seems like there's fucking weird names on this fucking weird show. I cannot read my eyes without because the light was blasting my eyes before. Anyway, I will check on that. But for what I understood, I think everything was fine. Also, he asked me to sign my own copy. He didn't kept any other copies. He just asked me to sign mine. So I really don't know how much that plays out. What is the purpose of that? But cool. I'm happy for that too because I don't fully agree with anything else, and also that was strong. But I don't know why he wanted me to sign my own copy, and that was it. No, not even like a carbon thing. No, nothing. Just that. So that's cool. It was documented much like the rest.